Wait. Welcome back to Pimp My MRAP.
We're gonna take on the world. Standing up tall. We gotta make it our own. Give it 100%. We gonna take on the world. We're gonna take on the world.
SHOT Show is the ultimate deadline. This is our name going out there, you know. We want to make sure that we furnish a good product. It's going to be quality because a lot of people are going to see what we're doing. Nate here with Swap Mod again. Just wanted to give you an update on the MIRA Grizzly MRAP project. The front axle's in now. We're converting it from straight axle to TAC 4 independent suspension axles, which much better off-road.
Oshkosh's TAC 4 independent suspension delivers a ride that's up to 3 times smoother than a straight axle design. Up to 16 inches of wheel travel always makes destroying your enemies a silky breeze.
Noticeable difference this truck will have now is on the highway going into a curve, you won't have the body roll like you'd have on a leaf spring. You can take that 45-mile-an-hour curve at 50, 60 miles an hour and this thing will just be straight rather than, you know, making your ass pucker a little bit. This axle wasn't intended to be in this truck, and you know, we essentially made it fit in this truck, and you gotta make the air brakes work, drive shafts line up, the steering, you know, the power steering, the hydraulic power steering, so it's a lot more that goes into it than what you'd expect. Another thing we had to do is drastically fabricate the top of the axle carrier to go around the frame in Roman's truck because his frame was an inch wider than the purchase. We had to do a lot of cutting, fabrication, welding to make that grab his frame rails, and then also I think we drilled about 30 holes to bolt it to the frame.
I'm Tyler. I did the fabrication on the front axle on here, and I'm gonna do the rear as well. What we had to do on the front axle was slice this like halfways up and move it over, I think it was like a ½ inch on each side, just enough to get around the frame. And then we made a step up here with supports that were welded solid to raise or put the axle lower to raise the whole truck up some for clearance for the larger tires. Hardest part was actually getting the steering to work. So what I had to do is move the 90-degree steering box that it came with. I couldn't use all the factory steering mounts and stuff. So essentially I had to draw new ones up in CAD, custom made to fit this axle to this truck. I had to run power steering lines from the front because factory, they're at the box. It took weeks and weeks.
Hi, I'm Alex. What I've been working on basically since I've seen you guys last has been the door here. Right where you see this raw steel, we cut off the old hinge, as you know, it pivoted outwards. Cut those off, added these hinges just so that it can pivot downward. Right now I'm kind of working on the gun ports as well. I can kind of show you over here what the gun port is at. This is the gun port for the door. This will get mounted in that, in the hole. You'll be able to slide it back and forth from the inside of the truck and be able to open and close your gun port. It'll be able to handle, you know, several shots.
So it's RMOX 600T is the material we're cutting, and this is just part of the door for the rear door gun port that we're building. It feels kind of like a ceramic in a way, like almost like a glass, and it does kind of act like that when it doesn't bend at all. It'll crack and break before it bends. Part of it being very bullet resistant, we did some ballistic testing on it, and it'll stop a 300 Win Mag with no backer, and it just bounces right off of it. And then we use mild and AR plate steel right next to it and shoot it, and it goes right through it like it's butter. It's crazy to see the difference. So, for how thick it is, only 1/4 inch thick, stopping a 300 Win Mag is pretty impressive. So that's why we use it for gun port doors.
We're trying to get the batteries hooked up for starting for the truck so we can move it. It'll be the first time it'll be powered under the new axle and everything for the steering. So is there no power right now?
No power.
Confusing. Yep. What do these wires do?
Is there anything else underneath the dash that you disconnected?
The only other thing disconnected is the inverter. That's it.
Click the master power switch. What'd you do?
What was that? I put a fuse back in.
There you go.
Hey, we found a clue that this was pre-swap mods, by the way. So it's nice that they left us a clue, though.
So this is all you have right now is this 2
Just
power
that-
lights?
that green light.
Doesn't do nothing. You got no juice. I got nothing up here on these rails, so. Well, where do you have power coming in here? Is that what this is?
I don't know.
No, give me a 3/4 inch ratchet with a shallow socket, actually.
You want an
please.
extension on it or no?
No. This doesn't go to anything.
Master power does nothing.
Yeah. Should start now.
Smoke a sack, keep a mag, sippin' lean, fuck a bang. Bring it back, do it clean, smoke a sack, keep a mag, sippin' lean, fuck a chill. Pop a pill, make a scene, stick it back, selling bands off my jeans, I was chillin', walk through must get dizzy. I came from my kidneys and I'm trapping like a money. Yo, bitch with me, now boy she ain't missing. Hola, who you dissing? I say hola, got me greasy, bang, bang.
So today we're going to pull the rear axle out and start fitting the TAC 4 onto the rear end, and just kind of, we're essentially going to see how much work it's going to take, what we're all going to need to do for modification and fabrication.
But we have to figure out how to lift up the back to come out all the way. It's basically 6 bolts right now to come out.
Nothing is 100% done, I don't think. I think the side gun ports are pretty much figured out. The bumper is halfway, probably, I would say, or maybe 30-40%. The axle swap is probably similar place.
Like 40%.
Yeah, the rear door is probably at 20-25%. The interior, we have the bench seat started. We have a bunch of electrical stuff started. We're probably, overall, I would say we're probably in the 20-40% range across the board. Like the wiring of that thing, as you saw yesterday, you know, there's a lot, it's a mess right now, and that's gonna take up, wiring and electrical always sucks up way more time than you ever imagine it could.
Now that we've got a bunch of other big projects out of the way that was kind of causing chaos for us, and now we can just solely focus on it, that's gonna be huge.
Oh, about 4,000 pounds. This is a 6,000 pound forklift and it makes it a little light.
So we have to stabilize the truck, and then we'll be able to drop the axle completely straight down and then straight back after unbolting it. All right, let's get that axle out.
Gotta take some bolts out, right?
Yeah, we got 4 bolts to take out.
What did we use last time? Did we use one forklift with the fork extender? extensions, or did we use 2?
We used 2.
I think so.
We put one forklift on each side for the front of the drums.
Yep.
And then we raised up just a little bit to take the tension off.
We hooked on the leaf springs.
Oh, yeah, the leaf springs, yeah. Yeah, you're right. There we go. One axle removed, Roman.
There we go. Come get it. It's done.
The axle modification is coming along quite well. We have it installed in the MRAP now. All the fabrication work is done. Now we're sealing up the armor that we had to chop out a section of the bottom of the hull, but it's all coming along pretty well and it's nearly complete.
The rear axle was in some ways easier than the front. The front we don't have to re-armor. This is directly cutting a hole into the cabin area, so it's very important to put the armor, all the armor back here and redo all the little spots. So it was mostly just a lot of making little parts to weld together to re-armor the lower part of the truck. The air tanks are all hooked up already. I just have to put the new batteries in for the truck and rewire everything up so it works again. Then we get to do a startup and a test drive to see how the rear axle works.
This is the sandblast booth. Just prepping for paint, just getting all the mill scale and all the garbage from welding off of our steel. These are the benches, so the bench seating, and then the backrest parts as well.
Battery time. So like, they're bigger than your average car battery. One of these you would have in a diesel truck. We got 4 of them in here because there's a lot of things to power on this truck. The motor takes at least 2 batteries to crank. Trying to find the picture of the battery cables before I took it apart. I don't know why the beeper's on.
All I know is that didn't work before.
That's interesting.
You wanna do that one more time?
Thinking we got her figured out. I got power to the dash now, and I'm just hooking up the second bank to make sure the motor's got power. Hopefully this is the right orientation for them. We'll have to wire it up differently anyways, but this should work for the test drive.
So then I'll blow it off with just air just to get all the sand out of there. And then we'll use xylene to kind of get all the moisture off of it, kind of clean it up a little bit, and then we'll be able to epoxy prime it.
We're about 1,550 hours into this thing right now, I think. That's just how these builds go, you know, like you don't really know until you get into it. I wish I had a book to refer to like most shops do, but we don't. This is probably the most difficult project that's ever been in the shop. We're a very niche company. You're not gonna find many swap mods out there that will even take these kind of projects on. You know, SHOT Show is obviously the ultimate deadline, January 21st. Everybody is working on this truck right now. Nobody else in the US, or the world for that matter, will do what we're doing for Roman right now.
Well, we got ignition, so I'm gonna tighten everything down. What's wrong?
Coolant line.
Ah. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. To that AC unit, so it runs through the whole truck.
Right. There should be 4 of those.
Yeah. Here's
you
one,
found 2. That one was puking?
I have no idea. I mean, I just told you to shut it off. I wasn't really paying attention.
I don't know why the AC. Well,
hey Tyler, it's right there.
Yeah. All right. I'll get a connection. Then we'll start it up again and make sure the AC ones aren't leaking anything.
These 2 lines that have obviously puked a bunch of coolant on the floor now. We have a copycat truck outside that's the bigger model of this one, and I did the exact same thing. Forgot to hook these back up so we could move it, and dumped a bunch of coolant out. So
Bring it back, do it clean, clean, clean. Smoke a sack, keep a max, sip it lean, lean, lean. Fuck a bang. Bring it back, do it clean, clean. Smoke a sack, keep a max, sip it lean, lean. Fuck a tail, fuck a bill, make a scene, scene. Stick it back, send the bands out my jeans, jeans, jeans. Post cherry, all the months get busy. I did for my kidneys and I'm trapping like I'm Whitney. You bitch with me, now boy she ain't missing. Hola, who you dissing? I said hola, got me crazy, bang, bang.
That was successful. Brakes were good. Parking brake works. That's all you can ask for. Thanks for watching Pimp My MRAP. See you next episode.